Willem Els is a senior training coordinator on terrorism and explosives related incidents at the Institute for Security Studies, and he joins us this afternoon. Willem, a very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for your time. So what for me is of concern here is the police say that the suspects in this mass shooting in Reiger Park, that's in Ekurhuleni, are known gangsters who are currently out on bail. I mean, given the high level of gang activities in the country, one would imagine a tougher stance would be taken by the criminal justice system. Just your thoughts on this particular shooting.
Okay. Good afternoon to you, Nati. Yeah, indeed. You know, in recent weeks, I think the judicial system, the law and order sector of South Africa actually came under huge scrutiny in the wake of what is going on in the commission, as well as and what we hear in the ad hoc committee, and that doesn't actually it doesn't reflect well if you see that these criminals or known criminals are out on bail and they keep on perpetrating these type of acts. We saw that in recent weeks and months, for that matter. There's been a tremendous surge in violence and in killings in our affected areas, especially in the Cape Flats, but also in Port Elizabeth area, and now we see here in Reiger Park as well. And it seems that it's out of control. It seems that it's a tit for tat that is ongoing, but it also seems that eventually the police came to the party, and there is some positive turnings here.
I mean, just on those thoughts, not too long ago, in fact, a Minister of Police, Feroz Cachalia, at an Imbizo in the Western Cape, I think he was at, he admitted the country lacks a concrete plan to fight gangsterism. I mean, what should such a plan look like, do you think? And how do you think, or how does the police ensure it doesn't remain under-resourced and not implementable?
Yeah, I think two things that you mentioned now is very important. In the first place, you know, we see with the previous minister, they came together and he had a plan, he had a strategy actually where he involved the private sector and all the other departments in the Western Cape, they came together and they agreed that they will embark on this initiative, on this strategy. But we saw that the now acting minister, he actually embarrassed them because apparently the implementation of that plan was not what it was supposed to be. It seems that we are very good when it comes to the formulating of strategies, but we are not very good when we have to implement it. But what we saw that was encouraging in the statement of the National Commissioner, you know, he mentioned two things that are very important. He said in the first place, he engaged with the communities, and secondly, he said that he's also going to engage with the other departments. Now, you know, they say that the police has been given the impossible mandate in order to prevent crime, because the police do not have control over all the drivers of the crime. So it seems that the National Commissioner embraced that idea now, and he's engaging with the other departments that has put more control over these drivers that are actually creating the circumstances for these gangs to operate the way they are. And they are coming up with a strategy together. We also see that he allocated a huge contingent of detectives that are actually taking over all the outstanding cases, and he said they're going to investigate all those cases. And that's a huge step in the right direction.
Yeah. One of the things that I heard, you know, during the clips that we've been playing is how communities are so appreciative of the police being present, as well as your political leaders. And they've raised some concerns about that these killings are happening in predominant colored communities where there is no police visibility. I mean, what are the trends in terms of the work that you do? Do you see some of these linkages?
Yeah, of course. You know, it goes back a long time. I mean, the Cape Flats, for instance, just go to the colored communities there that have been under siege since the late 90s, when we had the resurgence of Pagat there. And that has been a challenge that has never been effectively addressed. So it is time now, and it's also the ideal opportunity while we are starting to rebuild our law and order pillar and starting to restore the rule of law, to focus on that and to come up with a strategy and this plan, as you mentioned, but also start to implement that. Because, you know, our communities They have suffered for way too long. But we must just mention one thing about these communities as well, to go back to what the National Commissioner said, taking hands off the community. We cannot work without intelligence. We cannot work without the eyes and the ears of the community, because these criminals, they live amongst the communities. So it is the ideal situation if they start to restore the trust between the public and the police, and that the communities can come forward with information that will at the end of the day lead to the arrest of these criminals.
Willem, thank you so much for your time and your analysis. Willem Els, a Senior Training Coordinator on Terrorism and Explosives-Related Incidents at the Institute for Security Studies.